Okay. This video is directed towards a content creator on here and a fellow doomer girl like myself. Shelby exist and make stuff, or did I get those two around? Make stuff and exist. Okay, well I'll just call you Shelby. And how cool is this? Finally come across another doomer girl like me. Awesome. It seems like most people who do these kind of channels are usually guys. So it seems like it's mostly, I don't know, younger guys that hate life and all that. But um, anyway, I just found your channel today. And one of your videos showed up in my feed. I can't remember which one it was. Something about you're 32 and unemployed, and you still live at home. And so I decided to watch that one. And you know what? Don't be embarrassed. In this day and age, this economy we got, you are not that weird. You're not that unusual. Um, I just wanted to say that there's systemic things going on right now outside your control. Um, uh, Now, as far as me, I am middle aged and I am 47. And you're probably thinking, why do I care about what you have to say? Well, because a lot of stuff you talk about, I can relate to. Specifically, talking about neurodivergence. I remember when I was growing up and in the formative years, I had a doctor diagnose me the same way, and I've always had struggled with jobs. I Struggling with jobs is just the norm for me. I have never ever been able to make a career work. Um, it's like probably one of the biggest points of contention is figuring this whole thing out with careers. I've had quite a few life aspirations that never panned out. Um, I guess the two that did were, and I am on my second marriage. It's funny, but I remember in high school, dating was mostly probably non-existent for me. I ended up going to a different school for kids that had developmental disabilities, and that's where I met my first boyfriend. And that whole thing, it didn't last very long, probably 3 or 4 months, and um, that taught me something. I was a guy. All the guys that have shown interest in me over the years have been neurodivergent in some way. Um, so it's like I just learned to accept that. And when I was in elementary school, I did pretty much fine with my peers. I got along with neurotypical kids just fine. It's just the age of 12 for me is when everything seemed to change because everybody's forming cliques. Everybody is very tight with this one circle of 4 people in their group, and um, more concerned about their identity, and they're concerned about maybe getting a job and what college they're going to get into and where they stand with the opposite sex. So it just becomes brutal, and you know, you see the really dark side of human nature around then. Okay, and then the last thing I want to talk about is your work as an artist. And I did, thanks for showing some of that work you did in your last few videos. I just wanted to comment on that too. Your work is very nice. Apparently abstract and expressionist style is your niche, and that's great. And I think you should keep doing it. Um, Whether or not there's any money to be made, I don't know. It's very hard to make money in art. I'll just tell you that right now, because I was drawing from an early age as a kid. It was for me. I don't a way to relieve boredom and when feelings of loneliness creeping in. It was very therapeutic. I don't know if you can see behind me, but that's actually one of the painting I did. Um, Probably 20 years ago. I don't know if it's hanging on the wall. I may have to move this camera so you can see it. But here's another one I did. This is one I did back in the not in the 1990s. I think this is acrylic. I too use acrylics. They are fast drying. Oil paints tend to be, I like the effects better because you can blend them better. And give me a second. Let me get this painting down. Or I can just move my phone camera and let you get a better look at it. How about I just sit right next to it? Okay. Whoop. I still don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get that thing right there. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm turning it the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that one right there. I did that probably in college. Yeah, and I did want to mention, I haven't really actually, quote, gone to art school, but I did study and major in art in college. Uh, oh, I think I tipped that one over. That's no big deal. Yeah, you can see I'm pretty much old school. You know, trying to imitate life as accurately as possible. But um, you know, everybody's got a different style. I I don't do this kind of thing anymore. I was like you. I was thinking maybe one day I'd get a following and maybe I would actually be able to sell art and get well known for it. But um, I've never ever really had an avenue that panned out. I mean, I've been. I wish I could seen this coming because only time people really liked my art is when I was a kid in grade school, and I mean that's the only time people were giving me compliments, saying I was really good. It's like then when I went into high school, then everything just changed, and I was getting zero attention. At first, I thought, okay, these juniors and seniors are better, but okay. Eventually I'll get there, but that wasn't the case. I was pretty much invisible. I had competition, and I was invisible. And hell, even my art teacher at the time said I should focus on writing instead. So, and I heard you mention SCAD, and you mentioned yeah, and I actually went on a tour down there a long time ago, and you're from the Atlanta area, and I was thinking, oh, that's cool. I'm from Georgia too, by the way. Just so I want to send you a virtual whatever hug or whatever. I hope you don't think I'm some kind of weirdo. I just think it's really cool that I got to see your content and all that, and if you put all your art out there and you get a following and a lot of admirers, then you might want to think about marketing it. You know, I didn't get anything. I did a painting. I put a painting on another video, and I got nothing. Hardly anybody looked at it. That was like a few years ago. That was telling me maybe this just never was meant to work out. I never was meant to be a successful artist. It's very, you know, that's very hard. It doesn't matter if you're a genius. Uh, it's I don't know. It's luck. It's the right social circles, and artists are clicky too. So don't think they're not going to be different from preppies or jocks or anything. But anyway, I've gone on a long ramble, and anyway, just keep doing what you're doing. You sound like you've had a lot of hardships in life, but I think it's really shaped your character. Okay, so that's it. I've gone on a long ramble here. All right. Take care. Bye bye.